Rangers going to tweet it out. I don't know what to say.
I don't even know where to find it. Just read it.
Yeah, Andrew's tweeting it out. So the Knicks won tonight. They won a basketball game that they weren't supposed to win. I'm sorry. I've been doing this now it's come. I've been doing this now for writing about this team for 4 years. I've been watching this team for far too long. I've been watching this team. It's 2021. I've been watching this team for 29 goddamn years. Watching this team for 29 goddamn years. And when I started watching them, they were already good, and I was a child, so I could not appreciate it. And I just enjoyed it all through the 90s, because what else could you do but enjoy the 90s? And then the last 20 years happened, and we had that one good year, but we were supposed to have a good year. We had top 10 player. We had 2 top 10 players, arguably. And other than that, it's just all sucked so much. It has sucked and sucked and sucked and sucked and sucked. And now there's this. And I don't know what this is still. I really don't know what this is. I did a halftime Zoom for my subscribers of this game. There you go. And I was talking about the game like they had already lost, because it still hadn't hit me that this team is different. I was like, all right, well, they fought back. They made it a close game. They got it to 12. Maybe they keep it close throughout the rest. Randall doesn't have it. He's tired. RJ's, missing at the rim, the whole thing. And then this happened. And where does it come from? I don't know where it comes from. I don't know where this team came from. Did it come out of Tom Thibodeau's imagination? Maybe that's it. But they just keep doing it in all these different ways, and I have been yammering on for 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and yet I have not mentioned the name Austin Rivers once. And I don't know, can the 8th game of a regular season, in which a team is probably not going to do anything in the big picture, can such a game elevate a player who has been in New York for a grand total of 8 minutes? Can it elevate him to legend status? It's never happened before. This would be like a Yankee who was just signed in the like, not a good Yankee or something, but like a shitty Yankee who was signed in the offseason, coming in and like hitting 3 straight home runs, like Reggie Jackson style, but to win like a game in April. That's like what Austin Rivers did, but he did it, and he had no fear. And he's having an interview in front of a car right now. I don't know what he's saying. Are we actually good? Are we actually good? Shane Spencer, good call. Are we actually good? I don't know if the Knicks are good. Their offense was. Let's actually try to get. I'm sorry. I apologize. I am the objective guy. I am the guy you come to for like analysis, and I'm like a schoolgirl who just got asked out for the first time. I imagine this is what this feels like. I'm just stammering. This is just. It's just so strange. What's happening? Sorry. Are they good? No, they're not good. And I apologize for saying that, but I still don't see a path for this team to have a top 20 offense. And I don't know that you could be a good NBA team if you don't have a top 20 offense, to say nothing about the fact that their defense still has a lot of holes. I don't have the stats in front of me, but the Jazz missed a lot of threes down the stretch. And at one point, they were hitting a lot of threes, and the Knicks were down a bunch. I'm going to have an article tomorrow talking about how it's pretty much impossible to be a good NBA defense if you give up shots at the rim at the rate at which the Knicks are giving them up, and also give up a ton of threes. So they have to clean up the defense in a significant way. That is a work in progress, though, and I think everybody realizes that's a work in progress. But the effort is there, and guys may not always be at the right spot that they're supposed to be at, but they know where they're supposed to be. And, I talked about it with Dallas Amico on the pod today. Even Julius Randle had a moment the last game where he's like, I screwed that up. Guys are realizing where they're supposed to be. So the defense, I'm actually not worried about. I think the defense is going to be fine. And I apologize, I can't talk for too long because I have to go join a Zoom call with the coach. And I may actually get a chance to ask him, thank you for the shout out on the pod. I may actually get a chance to ask him a question. So stay tuned for that on MSG Network. But as far as the offense, I mean, look, they have some guys who could do some stuff. And I'll close with this. This was a Julius Randle win. I know Austin Rivers is the reason they won the game. But as far as I'm concerned, this was a Julius Randle win because Julius Randle had a shitty first half. And it should not go unsaid that not only did he have a shitty and they wanted to trade him for nothing, Lewis, excuse me. Not only did he have a shitty first half, he had a terrible first quarter, came in after Tibbs actually sat him on the bench for a bit, and then immediately picked up his third foul. And Tibbs left him in the game, and he did not pick up a foul for another 6 minutes. It was very important because Randle was instrumental in keeping this game close in the second quarter. He needed to do that. And then he came out like in the third quarter like a man possessed. Yes, it was a little mellow ISO stuff going on in the first quarter there, but he corrected it. He absolutely corrected it, and that's the key. He got better. I thought his third quarter, I would have to go compare it, but I thought the third quarter was one of his best quarters of the season. He was phenomenal. And he got the team back in the game. And that's what they needed because this was a blowout in years past. And that's why I was stammering to start this because this was a game they lose by 25 every year for the last 20 years. This was a game they lose by 25. And because of Randle primarily, and I haven't said his name yet, but his name, the third name that absolutely, two other names need to be said. And then I got to go because I don't want to be late for this press conference. Elfrid Payton. We didn't see Emmanuel Quickley, obviously, in the second half. A bunch of people texted me, is Quickley injured? No. When Elfrid Payton is playing like that, you know what? Leave Elfrid Payton in the game because he is that good. And this is what I was talking about in my newsletter recently where I'm like, you know what? Just go with it. Start him. If he doesn't have it, you pull him, and you don't have to play him a lot. You play him 20 minutes. Whatever. It is what it is. But if he has it going, like he had it going tonight, you leave him in there because when Elfrid Payton has it going tonight, he absolutely does damage, and he did damage, and the Knicks won the game partially because of him. Trade him at his highest value. I don't know what you're getting for Elfrid Payton right now. We'll see. And the other guy, I can't believe I have gone almost 8 minutes without mentioning this person's name, but Mitchell Robinson on defense tonight was outstanding, and I gave him some shit earlier in the evening because of the goaltending call, but the way he was navigating the pick and roll tonight, and the Jazz are as difficult of a pick and roll team to guard as there is in the league because they have multiple ball handlers that are dangerous with the ball in their hands. They have Mitchell, they have Clarkson, they have Connolly, they have freaking Joe Ingles. They have all these guys that could cause all kinds of problems on the pick and roll with the ball in their hands. And then you have that monster who just got paid $200 million. And I know they poo-pooed that contract earlier tonight with the Shaq quote or whatever. Rudy Gobert can do damage. So the fact that Mitchell Robinson was able to corral that pick and roll game over the course, especially the second half, but really throughout the game, I thought was absolutely phenomenal. He has grown so much as a defensive player. Obviously, he's still a weapon on offense. Shout out to Mitch, Peyton, Julius, and of course, Austin Rivers. Austin Rivers, you know, I have a den in the other room it's a sizable den. It's not a huge den. It's a sizable den. I don't think it could fit Austin Rivers' testicles. I think his balls would not even fit through the doorway into the den because they're so large. And for that, Austin Rivers, we thank you. For you, we thank you for your manhood. We thank you for all of this. You know, maybe if I greased him up. We'll see. I don't know. Austin Rivers, if you ever want to come to my house, I promise I won't try to grease up your balls. All right, I'm going to go and now ask Tibbs a question or two about this game. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and I will see you soon. Peace out.